We're joined now by Texas State coach Jake Spavital. Coach Spav, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, excited to be here. I was just having that conversation with you. It's good to be back in the state of Texas and be a part of the Texas High School Coaches Association, the coaches school, and be around some good high school football coaches.
Absolutely. Well, how have things kind of been just transitioning to San Marcos?
The analogy of drinking out of a fire hose is pretty accurate, but it's been great. New challenges, new responsibilities, and the thing that we are trying to instill in our culture is just try to make it a day better. And we still aren't where we want to be, but I can tell you that our kids and our staff and our university we're making strides daily.
Well, you were just named 40 under 40 by us, of course, and
great honor.
And congratulations to you. Why do you think you've been able to have so much success at such a young age?
I've thought about this before. You're only as successful as the people that you're surrounded by. And I've been very fortunate to be around some of the best coaches in college football, and at a very young age, too, that you just get thrown in the fire, and your first job is a graduate assistant for Gus Malzahn, and then you're working with Cliff Kingsbury and Dana Holgorsen and Kevin Sumlin, and be a part of Sonny Dykes, and it's just such a fortunate honor to learn from these guys, and now I'm the head coach, obviously, and I'm taking everything that I've learned from those guys and I'm implementing it into our culture, and that's one of the reasons why I've gotten to this point. But the other one too is I've coached some really good players now, so it goes both ways. I've been a part of a lot of good coaches and a lot of good players, and that's why I'm sitting here today.
Well, looking at that Texas State program, I mean, it's one that when they hired you, Larry Tice was pretty clear, we want to win now. Where do you think the state of the program is right now, and where do you want it to be by the time you take the field week one?
Yeah, you look at it's talking season with the media, and we're currently voted in last place, and there's not much expectations by people around us, but we really don't care about the opinions of others, and we have high expectations of who we are as a team, and I think that's what matters the most. And the thing about where we're at right now is we have a very experienced group of guys and that have played a lot of football, and they're on their last year, so it's important for us to make sure that the senior class, who's been through a lot of coaching changes, ends on a high note. And as the competitive side, you want to win every single game. That's football, and that's being having a competitive spirit. And that's all we can ask for right now is just worry about what we can control and make sure that we're doing the little things right, and that's going to end up being in the long run working out in our favor.
Well, you're known for your sort of offensive intellect, and you bring in another coach, Bob Stitt, who's kind of been an influencer around college football for a long time. What is that kind of gonna look like, I guess, mixing what you bring and what he brings?
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with Coach Stitt and the opportunity to work with him. I used to pick plays from him and his mind throughout the course of my time as an offensive coordinator, but what's been great for me is I'm so comfortable with Bob, and he's been calling plays for 30 years, which allows me to focus on other aspects of the program. So when the offense needs to get something corrected, they're in there working together and making sure they're on the same page, and that allows me to go raise money and try to get more nutrition and worry about academics and things that are going to make our kids and put them in a great position to succeed. And that's kind of where I've delegated the responsibility to Bob, and that allows me to work on other things to help our program.
What's the biggest change just from going to being a coordinator to being a head coach that maybe you didn't expect?
There's issues every single day. Some days as a coordinator, you'd come in and you'd be like, all right, I'm going to get third downs knocked out and short yardage and get my 2-point plays in line and make sure that, everything's going to run smooth offensively. Well, what I've experienced as a head coach so far is you go in with a plan to get so much accomplished, and the next thing you know, you got an issue here and an issue here and an issue here, and you really don't accomplish what you wanted to for the day. So you just got to I wake up early and try to get in there, about 2-3 hours before anybody gets in there, so I can have some time to myself and make sure the program's going the right direction, and then I'm ready to battle issues throughout the course of the day.
Well, of course, we're at THSCA coaching school. Coming back to the state of Texas and getting to work with the coaches in Texas high school football, I mean, what's the transition been like, and how good is it, I guess, to be back in that sort of community?
Yeah, it's a lot of familiar faces, and it's good seeing these guys again. And you just appreciate all the hard work that they put into it. And again, this is an unbelievable event that, I think this is the only state that actually does this. And it's a production. There's a lot of moving parts to it, but it just shows you how important high school football is to the state of Texas. And being centrally located in San Marcos, I can go down the street and get a quality kid that's been coached by the best. And that's the thing that I appreciate about just being a part of this community, is that you're going to be around a lot of coaches that are really good football coaches, but they're great men and they're great mentors, and you're going to get a polished kid that is going to end up being a guy that you look for, that to establish the culture and be a part of the foundation of your team.
Did you expect that when you took this job that one of your mentors, Dana Holgorsen, would be right down the street?
I kind of felt it, which is awesome. Dana is like how I learned the most offense from, and how I run my program right now. He's very simple and to the point, and make sure that we do the little things right, and we're playing efficient football. And it's fun now that he's just right down the street, because I've been around him for I think 5 years now. That it has been fun the entire time. So I'm excited that Dana's right down the street.
Well, last question. You've been in San Marcos for a couple of months now. Are there any sort of go-to places now on your list?
Ooh, there's a lot of them right now. Herbert's has been kind of a go-to with the tacos. So, but the thing that my whole staff is enjoying about Central Texas, which is there's so many different options, which the coaching staff needs to watch while we eat on a consistent basis, because we'll blow up if we just get out of control with it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Coach. Good luck this season, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Awesome. I appreciate you.